I'm Gwen Preston of Resource Maven. We're here at the Metals Investor Forum in Vancouver in September, and I'm joined by James of Nevada Exploration. Now, Nevada Exploration, a different kind of company, but doing something that we as the industry really need. So let's start sort of big picture, because I think with Nevada Exploration, it's easy to focus in on the details, and you're a very detail-oriented, very technical company. But let's take a step back. You're looking for gold undercover in Nevada. So let's talk about undercover. I mean, I think those of us who are interested in exploration in general are aware we need to be able to do better finding gold, copper, whatever it is, where it isn't just sticking up out of the ground.
Yeah, this isn't unique to Nevada, and it's not unique to gold. Mm-hmm. We can go to Australia and 3/4 of the country is sitting there undercover.
Right.
Canada, it's 70%, Nevada, 55% is undercover, right? Mm-hmm. And really, regardless of the commodity that we're looking for, if it's sticking out of the ground, it's probably already been found, right?
Yeah.
And continuing to bang away on these exposed areas, it's the law of diminishing returns.
Right.
So figuring out how to go undercover, it's what we've all got our thinking caps on. Really, and the opportunity that it's hard to overstate is that in all these mature districts, most of the district is sitting undercover, right?
Right.
So actually, the amount of area still to look at is bigger than the areas
that we've already found all of these millions of ounces or millions of pounds in. There's way more than that still if we can just figure out how to find it.
But as we know, I mean, the sorts of tools that the workflows, the experience that we've got from working in these exposed settings don't naturally map themselves over to going undercover, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we talk a lot about groundwater chemistry is something that we use, but exploration is really an exercise of scale reduction, right? You have to figure out what part of the world do you want to be involved in, right? You really have to start right here, right? In our case, we picked Nevada, right? No other place in the world produces more gold by area. Good place to start throwing darts, right?
Yeah.
So we start there, but then you decide, well, what part of the state and what basin? And once you're in a basin, we've got a camp scale target. Well, how do you reduce that to a drill target scale? And then once you're doing that, how do you, vector once you're undercover, right?
Even once you have a drill hole, how do you then decide where to go from that drill hole?
Yeah, is this warmer or colder, right?
Yeah. And as you were saying, the toolbox that we have, so this process of scale reduction is something that we do in exploration all the time, but our toolbox is designed for rocks that we can see, rocks that we can map, rocks that where we can ground truth the geophysics more easily. Once we go undercover, you basically have to establish a new toolbox. Some of the tools still apply, just have to be applied slightly differently, and then we need a bunch of new tools as well. And in Nevada in particular, that's really where you guys have the expertise and have been developing it now for a long time.
Yeah, at every one of those scales, we've had to look at coming up with new workflows. And what's been really fun is we've started at the big scale. How do we lower the cost of tightening the net to improve our odds of being successful, right? And what's been going on, what's come out really in the last few months really is some research here at UBC, at MDRU, about, well, what's the largest mappable extent of these deposits, right? If we get outside the economic grade shell, how far can we go and still
see that it's there?
Totally. So while we've been trying to figure out how do we tighten the net, these guys have been figuring out how do you make the deposit easier to find.
Right.
And so now that we've really focused the basins down to some targets and used some new low-cost drilling to vector it to as tight a target as we can, and it's time to poke some deeper drill holes in these things, we can now piggyback on some of this research. So as we apply these first few deep drill holes in the South Grass Valley project, which we're just getting started drilling, it's really fun to be some of the first explorers to apply some of this new research. And
I mean, if it works, hopefully when it works, the potential here is really significant because as we started out by saying, so much of Nevada is undercover, and then this toolbox that you've developed that is based primarily in groundwater but also applies polarization and mag and isotopes and all of these different things, then all of a sudden you have a treasure map for how to find big new deposits in Nevada. As soon as you fine-tune that toolbox enough to find the first one.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. It's really exciting stuff for sure.
Well, yeah, it's taken a while to put the workflow together, but I now think we have the tools at each scale of investigation, and we're ready to repeat and repeat.
Yeah, for sure. Buoyed by some of this new research and 12 years of hard work, ready to now start drilling.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in to chat, and definitely a story to watch.
Thanks, Gwen.